whoever you are, wherever you are, hope you are blessed and doing safe. Ladies and gentlemen, greetings, family. Of course, I'm tuning in. You see me without the glasses off today, but if you're looking for some opportunities, particular advertisement opportunities, then look no further at the link at the bottom to my email address. You can hit me up for advertisement opportunities. We are supporting and promoting your businesses here on this channel. You can also, if you would like to donate and subscribe to our Patreon, a link is at the bottom as well. So you have multiple ways in which you can advertise with the platform by emailing me when we go on through our live stream. You also have access to premium content, those that want to see premium content that you will not find here on YouTube or Facebook or Twitter, as I am suspended probably by now. You guys can check out the Patreon at link at the bottom. But advertisement opportunities, definitely email me, gavin.grich1@gmail.com for rates. And for the Patreon, it is the same as the YouTube channel. It is Channel Gboot2786. All right, I'll holla. Peace.
Hi, I'm attorney Gavin Emmitt. Check out my latest book, The Commonwealth of Pennsylvania versus William H. Cosby Jr., The Destruction of Due Process in America. For approximately 2 years now, I have gone on a painstaking quest to investigate the rise and fall of an American icon, Bill Cosby. In the mid-1980s, there was not a star that was higher than Cosby. Advertisements with Coca-Cola, Jell-O, Kodak, along with the #1 television show for 5 straight years in a row. On Thursday nights, it was must-see TV on NBC. Cosby resurrected the genre of the traditional family sitcom that was once thought dead by television critics. He did this as a Black American with an all-Black cast and showed mainstream network executives in white America that it was possible to be successful without showing the worst in people. He also demonstrated the power that television had, as it can make younger people dream to be the best that they can be. However, like many celebrity stars, unfortunately, they all come crashing down, sometimes by their own fault, others not so much. In this book, I attempted to highlight certain things. We go in depth into both of his trials in 2017 and 2018, respectively. What if I told you that these criminal trials were politically motivated by an overzealous district attorney? Will you also be shocked to learn the attacks on Mr. Cosby did not start in 2014, but also in the 90s, not long after his attempted quest to purchase a major network? From where did all of these allegations of sexual misconduct come from? Were the accusers telling the truth? In the 2 years of research, with some help from others interested in learning the truth and facts about this case, we discussed both the legal reasons why his prosecution and trial were illegal, unwarranted, and also the possible personal motives as to why this may have occurred. Most importantly, we warn about the dangers of prejudice and why trial by social media, or mainstream media rather, should never be the norm. All this and more in The Commonwealth of Pennsylvania versus William H. Cosby Jr., The Destruction of Due Process in America. Available on Amazon this fall in Kindle and paperback format. Coming this spring, Gavin Richard presents Unsolved Mysteries, the only podcast that looks at the mysterious deaths and circumstances of Black celebrities, entertainers, politicians, and activists such as Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., Malcolm X, Sam Cooke, Michael Jackson, Prince, Enos Cosby, James Brown, Otis Redding, and many, many more. Hosted by Gavin Richard and joined in the podcast will be veteran journalist Albert Lanier Jr. You don't want to miss Unsolved Mysteries, coming this spring 2022. All right. The place to be is right here with me. It is Random Topic Tuesdays. I almost got ahead of myself. And if it's Tuesday, the place to be is right here with me, only on Channel Gboot2786 on Gavin Richard on Facebook and YouTube. Of course, we also have Periscope, Gavin Rich 2786, which was on Twitter. If you're watching there, ladies and gentlemen, all the love and warmth to you all. I am not coming on camera tonight. I'm not too presentable, and we also got guests running around in the house, so I don't have a place in my house right now that's silent that I can have any. I can enjoy myself because the damn TV is on in the back. I'm hearing what's some of these reality shows they got on TLC. I Married a Midget. I Love on Mars, whatever it is. 30 Day Fiance plus two. So whatever these shows are, that's what's running in the background, and it's distracting the hell out of me. So y'all excuse me, ladies and gentlemen, but we got a lot to talk about tonight. I see people in the chat from Nino Black to Darius from Atlanta. We also got someone who's going to watch our replay in the morning, Miss Rashana Morrison. Shout out to you, sister. I know it's past your bedtime. But let's go ahead, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get started. Let's talk about what we're going to discuss tonight. More fallout over Will Smith, Chris Rock debacle, Bad Boys 4, Will Smith biopic, and Louisiana film Emancipation placed on hold. We also have, that's coming to Unsolved Mysteries. We also got Jada Pinkett responds in true fashion. I should put Jada Pinkett-Smith, excuse me. And also, why the Emmitt Till Anti-Lynching Bill was a nothing burger. So we're going to be discussing that, and I'm going to get to them soon. Of course, we got to pay some bills. Ladies and gentlemen, we got, of course, if you want to go to our Patreon, you can look at some unseen content. You can see your boy performing stand-up comedy. I have a lot of my stand-up sets that are on Patreon. If you want to take a look at it, of course, just subscribe to it. I headlined actually a couple of weeks ago. I'm actually going to be headlining again soon. We have something in the works, so I'll be recording that and uploading that too. So you all be on the lookout for that. If you like to advertise, of course, at the bottom, the link is at the bottom. You can hit me up for rates on the email, especially with our Unsolved Mysteries podcast that's coming out very soon. We also have the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania versus William H. Cosby Jr., the destruction of due process in the United States. That is coming soon. I know I keep saying it, but it is, ladies and gentlemen. I've just been tied up with work, but I'm putting the finishing touches on it. Actually, I mean this for real. This week, the final touches should be ready, and we should be ready to move forward with this very soon, where you can all pre-order it. Go to naughtyscreoleblends.com for our seasoning. Also, check out some of the music I have uploaded on Apple and iTunes from Gotta Get On Up, and we have Video Soul. Ladies and gentlemen, shout out to Knight Rider. I appreciate you being there. All right. So what's the first thing I want to talk about tonight? Well, this is first and foremost, let me ask you by a show of people in the chat who watched the NCAA championship yesterday. I checked it out, and the Tar Heels lost. I was really pulling for them because I wanted to see the black coach go all the way with UNC. But unfortunately, they blew a 15-point lead. Did y'all see that? A 15-point lead at the half. And Kansas, who was ranked number 1, they stormed back and won by 3 points. I was surprised at what I saw, because they had UNC on UNC had Kansas on the ropes. What's up, Knight Rider? Yeah, UNC had them on the ropes. You said Hubert Davis is a coon? What did he say? I didn't know that. Yeah, they came back. He's a coon. What did he do? Oh, wait. I see it now. So I'm looking on Wikipedia. He's UNC's first black head coach. And he said some shit about he's proud to be African American, but also proud that his wife is white. Oh, shit. I remember. Okay, yeah, I remember. Yeah, that is some coonish shit. I remember he did say some stupid stuff like that. Okay, well, I'm glad he lost. Fuck him. I shouldn't say that. I know it's Atlanta. Excuse me. Pluck him. How about that? I mean, look, I have no problem. I mean, who you marry, that's your business. I'm not tripping on that. I even have white cousins. I'm gonna be real with you. I have family members who have married outside their race. I have white cousins. I have Hispanic cousins, Mexicans, and so forth. And I treat people how I want to be treated. That's what I believe we all got to do ultimately, because we all have to live on this earth. But for him to say that like that, so that's Hubert Davis. It looked like a shaved potato. That's Hubert Davis. He looked like the Ghost of Mars character. You look too low. I'm proud my wife is white. I mean, be proud you're in love with a woman that loves you. But damn, to say I'm proud she's white? Huh? Charles Barkley, his prediction came true. In fact, Charles Barkley, we saw Charles Barkley actually. He said that they were going to be Kansas was going all the way. He actually said that, and he responded, I believe, to the win yesterday. They interviewed Chuck. He went live on Twitter. Let's see if we could get Chuck's response. Hold on a second. I'm trying to find Chuck's response here. All right, y'all listen to what Charles Barkley had to say. This is what Charles said on yesterday. Okay, hold on. So see if y'all could hear.
Charles Barkley, I told y'all the Jayhawks were going to win. I told y'all they would beat the Tar Heels. They were going to go all the way I saw it. You know, UNC, that defense, that was just terrible. Terrible. You blew out 15-point lead in the game. You know, that's terrible. Y'all must have had a talk from Street Clothes. Street Clothes from the Lakers, they had to be there on your team. Canada had to be there. They had to be there. Now, I like to stay a little bit longer in New Orleans because, personally, I love your gumbo. I love your crawfish. I love all of that. So I'm going to stay here. I might even try some po' boy, catfish po' boy. I had all that. That was good. Dress. That's what y'all say when y'all put the lettuce, tomato, pickle, mustard.
Okay, yeah. So Charles enjoyed our food. So yeah, Charles said this.
I told y'all the Jayhawks were going to win. I told y'all they would beat the Tar Heels. They were going to go all the way I saw it. You know, UNC, that defense, that was just terrible. Terrible. You blew out 15-point lead in the game. You know, that's terrible. Y'all must have had a talk from Street Clothes. Street Clothes from the Lakers, they had to be there on your team. Canada had to be there. They had to be there. Now, I like to stay a little bit longer in New Orleans because, personally, I love your gumbo. I love your crawfish. I love all of that. So I'm gonna stay here. I might even try some po' boy, catfish po' boy. I had all that. That was good. Dress. That's what y'all say when y'all put the lettuce, tomato, pickle, mustard, everything on it. Hi, this is Charles Barkley. I told y'all the jailhouse was on there.
Yeah, I told you.
they
So
were
yeah,
making
there's
talk here. They were
Charles
gonna
there.
go
Charles
all the way the way I
enjoyed.
saw it. You know,
Charles
USC,
enjoyed
that
the
defense.
food. You know, he didn't want to leave, of course. It was just terrible. He had to leave. Yeah, I don't have that many people who. I got like 150 views, but I didn't have anybody who liked it. Maybe on some stuff on Instagram, but terrible. It was just terrible. But personally, them big old women are good down here. I like the big old women, but them women up in Georgia, that's some bulldogs right there, Darius. That's some bulldogs right there, Arnie. That's some bulldogs. Yeah. So absolutely, Michael Jordan went to UNC. Absolutely, I mean, period. The best thing for sports, period, is the black male athlete. That's not just college basketball, Amico. Look at football, the Heisman Trophy winners. You look at the Jim Browns, the OJ's, even OJ. I know Jim didn't have a Heisman, but Ernie Davis, all of those people. Yeah, and remember Willie D said, "That's the kettle and pot with that busted up looking ass wife you got. If you selling out your people, you a coon. Real hate your own kind, you a coon. If you're thinking on a dime, you a coon. You a coon, you a coon, you a coon." Yeah, who want to watch Tom Brady versus Peyton Manning? For real. It's not quarterback duel. There'll be quarterback, running back, linebacker, offensive lineman, defensive lineman, cornerback, safety. Everybody wants to watch that. Dirk Nowitzki versus Paul Gasol. I know they've retired, but that's the only ones I remember. So let's go on and talk about what I really want to talk about tonight. This is my main topic: this anti-lynching bill and why it's a nothing burger. Now I'll get to Will and Jada in a little bit, but this is some serious stuff I want to talk about. Now, those that don't know, of course, back on March 29th, the Biden administration signed this what they call the Emmitt Till Anti-Lynching Bill into law. It's known as HR 55 117th for the 117th Congress, and that was introduced. It's actually been introduced multiple times by Bobby Rush. Now, how many of you, be honest, when you heard this, how many of you thought it was a good thing? My Kellen said, "Watch your mouth." What is Kellen doing up, Kyle? What is my god baby? Kellen is my goddaughter, my niece, for those wondering. What is my god baby doing up this time? She needs to them eyes better. This is not for Kellen. I miss you, Mama. Give her a kiss for me. I love my god niece. At any rate, so how many of you know what this bill is? Some of you don't. Okay, well, let's look at it right here. Now, they tried multiple times, and Kamala Harris was part of that. Now, this is okay. So, this is the text of the bill. So, what it says here, this is what's actually in it. It says to amend Section 249 of Title 18 United States Code to specify lynching as a hate crime act. Be it enacted by the Senate and House of Representatives of the United States of America and Congress assembled, Section 1 short line. This act may be cited as the Emmitt Till Anti-Lynching Act, lynching, other conspiracies,
it says here, is amended by adding at the end of the following: lynching. However, whoever conspires to commit an offense under paragraph 1, 2, or 3 shall, if death or serious bodily injury results from the offense, be imprisoned for not more than 30 years. Fined in accordance with this title or both. Other conspiracies state whoever commits commit any offense under this paragraph 1, 2, or 3 shall, if death or serious bodily injury results from the offense, or if the offense includes kidnapping or attempt to kidnap, aggravated sexual abuse, or attempt to commit aggravated sexual abuse, or an attempt to kill, be imprisoned for years, fined in accordance with this title or both. The budgetary effects of this act for the purpose of complying shall be determined by the Statutory Pay-as-You-Go Act of 2010. So basically, that just means how this is going to be funded. Now, about to go to bed. Hi, Perani. Oh, hi, Kellen. Love you. Oh, good evening, Danielle. It's the same anti-lynching bill, Jade. But here's the problem. Can y'all, well, first off, can you all read this? I'm on my laptop, so when I look at it and I'm in StreamYard, okay, so maybe that's a little bit better. But if you go to the Congress's website, congress.gov, and I mentioned Congress for a reason, they do not have, when they pass these bills, and even John Conyers said that most of them don't even read what they're passing. But Bobby Rush, the former Black Panther, is the one who introduced this bill. Now, when you hear it and you hear about it, of course, this is 2022, so many of the congressional seats, many of the Senate seats are going to be up for grabs in November. And if you shout out to the brother TD Hip Hop, he talked about how this is a nothing burger and does nothing. And basically, it appeals to those old time religion Black folks, the old timers who, when they hear Emmitt Till anti-lynching, it evokes emotion. You see, most of these bills and acts that you see, federal laws that you see, they're named after someone. Like, I believe the gay rights bill that they had was named, they had one Matthew Shepard. They have laws passed after him. And truth be told, the reason he was killed, I've heard, didn't have anything to do with him being gay, but rather it actually had stuff to do with him. I've heard it was involved in drugs. But you know, they have an actual Matthew Shepard and James Byrd Hate Crimes Prevention Act 1592 that Barack Obama passed. Now, if you know who James Byrd is, James Byrd was the black man that was dragged to death out in Jasper, Texas, back in the late 90s. And you can see, and let me just stop sharing this for a second and let me share with you that act. And right, this is just the pro LGBTQ bill. Remember, Kamala Harris was trying to pass this. They put Emmitt Till's name behind it. And this is the Matthew Shepard James Byrd Act. And notice that they added gender, sexual orientation, gender identity, or disability to it. And it was passed under Barack Obama as a rider, meaning it was an additional provision to a bill or other measure by the National Defense Authorization Act. So James Byrd died in 98 and Matthew Shepard in 98. And this is brother James Byrd, who was dragged behind a pickup truck for several miles on an asphalt road. His body torn into pieces. And in fact, the men who did it, Brewer and King, were sentenced to death. The first white men to be sentenced to death for killing a black person in the history of modern Texas. There was actually a movie that was based on on this act that John Voight uh, starred in, as well as Lou Gossip Jr. It was called. This was it. It was called Jasper, Texas, and it was actually on Showtime. But they use names of these individuals because it attracts emotion. It's just like with this, I believe it was Sheila Lee Jackson's gun Second Amendment bill that didn't go through, this anti-gun bill, because that's what it was. It was named after this girl. It was called the Sabika Sheik firearm law. And Sheila Jackson Lee was going to pass it. So the point being, when a tragedy happens, when they want to push an agenda, when they want to push a bill, they use the names of these people to evoke an emotion. So don't worry, I'm doing the breakdown of it, Danielle. So let's go back now. Let me share this with you. So this is 18 U.S. Code 249. So this is where the amendment comes in. If you go to Cornell, this is the best place to go to Cornell Law School's website. They have the whole United States Code broken down. This is basically the amendments that they've made. Now, the only difference when you're talking about lynching under this Hate Crimes Act, since they put it under here, is that the penalty will be 30 years. If you read this, it says, it doesn't mention lynching, but they just added lynching to it. So they state, of course, the individuals who it will be done to, who it affects, but also it does not mention lynching. They say 10 years versus the 30 years that was in the lynching bill. But that's it. That's it. If you kill someone, the law already says, ladies and gentlemen, that if you kill me in cold blood, if you were shot and killed me, and you were in the commission of a crime, the law is different in different states how it's worded, but you get the idea. That's considered murder. If you shot me in the heat of passion or moment, for instance, you walk home and you find your wife in bed with another man, they will call that manslaughter. So there are laws already. Even if a white man kills a black person, that person 9 times out of 10 will be prosecuted, will be arrested. Of course, we know that the penalties are different, and the manner in which they arrest whites versus blacks is different. So what they did, essentially, they define lynching as, they don't give a definition of lynching. It just adds lynching to it. So they say an offense under paragraph 1, 2, or 3 of this code. So this is 1, 2, this is 1. So offenses involving actual or perceived race, color, religion, or national origin. The offenses involving actual or perceived religion, national origin, gender, sexual orientation, gender identity, or disability. Offenses occurring in the special maritime or territorial jurisdiction of the United States. They don't define what lynching is. There's no definition on it. So that's why I say it and say it's a nothing burger. Now, this, of course, does not specifically mention black people. What was introduced? So, all it is it's an amendment to this. Essentially, it's an amendment to this code because it says that. Well, it's not essentially. It says that in the title of it. Now, what I'm more impressed by is if you look at the actions that were taken. Uh, it took a long time to get this in the House passed and so forth, but it was introduced in the House back in January of 2021. Uh, there was a debate for 40 minutes back in 2022, and on February 28th, then it passed the Senate. It went to the Senate on March 1st, passed on March 7th. The president signed it on March 29th. So this is the overview. If you ever want to look at the bills and when they passed them, hold on, let me show you. If you want to track the history of all the actions of Congress, it's right here, the action history. But they have tried multiple times with this. And remember, one of the times they did try to do this was with Juicy Jesse. Now, I distinctly remember people calling for this. Although they pulled them down, I'm trying to find it, but I believe I remember distinctly there were calls to get this bill passed at the time. Uh, Juicy Smollett was supposedly assaulted. Of course, we know Taraji P. Henson comparing uh, that with Juicy. Of course, all you're going to hear and see is this. You're not going to see actual articles of it, but I know it exists because Tariq Nasheed talked about it. If I can see it here. Right. He says here, because of Kamala's lynching bill, the white LGBT community can use this as a precedent to get even more federal rights and protections for themselves off the suffering of black people. It doesn't matter that the Juicy attack was a hoax because the bill has already passed. Right. And Judge Joe spoke here. We need to make every last one of these sellout House Negroes who supported and helped pass this unneeded anti-lynching bill pay dearly for this. This was a conspiracy using the BS Juicy Smollett to get LGBTQ added to old legislation that was protecting real ethnic minorities. So this is the tweets that I was talking about. Right. They were trying to get these bills passed. And I'm going to have the judge come back on, but Judge was essentially saying, Judge Joe was talking about how he knew that they were trying to get this stuff passed out. So I'm sorry, I thought I shared this screen with y'all. Yeah, but this is what Tariq was talking about. That was in 2019. But that's what they were trying to do. They were trying to push this agenda. Now, it's, Judge has stated it's an absolute disgrace that you have a bill passed after a brave young man. Because when Emmitt was murdered, most people don't know, but he fought back. Like he told him to go. He told his accusers to go. You know what themselves. That's just in case Kellen is listening. But what say y'all? What is your opinion on that, man? It is a nothing burger. I mean, if somebody kills someone, they're gonna go to jail. They're gonna get arrested. Of course, we know white folks is different. We still have some unsolved cases in our community, but we have state laws that prevent that. Of course, that's always been in place. That says you kill someone, that's murder. Of course, how we get to the investigation part, especially if it's white on black, that's a different story. And of course, we're always on top of it. But hit that like, share, and subscribe button, guys. So I'm gonna go into a little lighthearted news. I'm gonna try and take care of these at the same time. So there's more fallout over the Will Smith Chris Rock debacle. For instance, it was announced earlier this week that they're pulling Bad Boys 4. Will Smith was supposed to be working on Bad Boys 4 with Martin Lawrence, and reportedly they are on hold. Also, what's on hold as well was a movie that called Fast and Loose, which was a Netflix film that Will was supposed to be doing. That's been placed on hold, as well as sorry, hold on, something came up. That, along with the movie that Will Smith already shot this movie in Louisiana. It was called Emancipation, which is the story of Black Peter. It's that infamous photo of that former slave who ran from his plantation, joined the Union Army in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. This is all in Louisiana, by the way. And they took a photograph of Black Peter, of his back and so forth, and it showed that infamous image. I won't share it with you. But we look at IGN, and they say two Will Smith projects are reportedly on hold following an incident in which he slapped Chris Rock on stage. They include Bad Boys 4 and Fast and Loose, a Netflix movie that was to star Smith as a crime boss who loses his memory. It says here that David Leitch was attached to direct Fast and Loose, but left the project 1 week before the Oscar ceremony. Netflix urgently sought to replace Leitch with a new director, but following the incident at the Oscars, they reportedly put the project on the back burner, at least for the foreseeable future. They also paused Bad Boy 4, and it said the project was said to be moving ahead, with Smith receiving 40 pages of the script, but is now on hold as events play out. Other projects in pre-production are already on hold. Of course, they're saying that these projects were postponed due to the fallout from the Oscars incident that saw Smith approach Chris Rock and slap him after the comedian made a joke about Jada Pinkett's alopecia, which has resulted in hair loss. Here's the thing. I don't think Chris Rock even knew she had alopecia. And from what was just reported on Extra, they stated Chris Rock didn't know that he had that she had that. I'm sorry, it's Access Hollywood, not Extra. After days of controversy, Smith, of course, resigned from the Motion Picture Arts and Sciences on April 1st, where he called his actions at the event shocking, painful, and inexcusable. Despite his attack on Rock, Smith went on to win the Academy Award for Best Actor for his role in King Richard, where he plays the father of tennis legends Venus and Serena Williams. Now, what does your Jada Pinkett have to say? Now, Jada Pinkett-Smith would respond to these, to the slap, and she gave a statement in regards to all of this. Now, I'm trying to tie all of this in because I want to be finished in an hour, but guess who else? So here's a couple of other things that's coming in place. Guess who has returned, ladies and gentlemen? Entanglement with August. He's seemingly exposing his relationship with Jada Pinkett-Smith in a new song, Shake the World. So he is addressing his entanglement with Jada Pinkett-Smith again. The singer dropped a new single titled Shake the World. The singer opens the song by singing, I heard I was canceled. Well, let's speak on that. Red dot on my back, I became a target. The song continues, this shit sound like I'm back for real, and that shit had a nigga paranoid. Industry tried to exile the boy. Mama said we all gotta bear our cross, had to wear it like me, I'm cut from Jesus' club. Brother Sean told me, just give it time. And your bitch be telling me I'm so damn fine. Now, I can't, of course, play the video because we're going to get a copyright strike. But he is also reportedly writing a tell-all book about his relationship. I'm saying this site can't be reached. I don't know what's going on, if it's been pulled or what. But so adds more and more humiliation to Will. Now, this is also coming from Us Weekly. Jada Pinkett opened her mouth for the first time, although we didn't see an interview, but it was reported that she spoke about with some people close with the family, that she wished that Will Smith didn't slap Chris Rock at the Oscars. And y'all hear me? Okay. Yeah, I got kidnapped for a little while. He was. He actually had, yeah, he was sick. He had some kidney problems, if I'm not mistaken. He also had drug issues. Now, what I was saying before I was interrupted, They said the source further explained she's not one of these women that needs protecting. He didn't need to do what he did. She didn't need protecting. She's not a wallflower. She's a strong woman, an opinionated woman, and she can fight her own battles, but she will stand by him. The insider further said that they protect their family. They're all about their family and their kids. They've done everything to build this life for themselves. They are very much protected in their own lives and do the absolute best they can to protect their loved ones. Really? You protecting your loved ones like this? Notice the body language. Ladies and gentlemen, look at Will Smith. Look at Will Smith. Look at pictures of Will Smith and Professor Jason Black has showed you already. Her pictures with Will Smith versus August Alsina or even Tupac. And you notice the body language is completely different. She looks, Will smiling, she's not. She's all smiled up with August. And yeah, they were in a point in their relationship that they said, well, we were over, we were separated. That stuff does happen. But hey, Hollywood, these celebrities, they always are sleeping around with each other. So that's not a big deal. But when you have your children, this is still your son's. My whole thing with it was that it was her son's friend. That's what made it even worse. Well, it seems to me it's more a marriage of convenience. Now, let me address this. Now, Will has his supporters too, because Michael Bay, who directed Bad Boys, the original Bad Boys, and Bad Boys 2, he's the director that makes all the bad movies, but somehow they make millions of dollars, like Transformers, all the Transformer movies. He's directed that. I believe he did The Rock as well. I was associated with it. But Michael Bay directed Bad Boys, which was a hit. And he defended Will Smith. And he was like, we got bigger, and Harvey did a video about it. He's like, we got bigger issues to fish to fry. We got kids being blown up in Ukraine worried about what Will Smith did. Well, the thing is, why we make a big deal out, and really the community is not making a big deal out of it, except we saw the shit live and it was funny. Just like I showed Lavelle Crawford and Tony Rock talking about it. Obviously, Tony has a more vested interest in it because it was his brother that was the victim of the assault. I do not like the fact that they are halting Will Smith's movies. I thought Will Smith, I mean, personally, if I was Chris Rock, you sue him. I'm saying that as a lawyer. Yeah, I would try and get I would try to get Will Smith in Pootie Tang 2. I would have him produce. That's the best punishment for Will Smith. Have him star in Pootie Tang 2 and produce it. Let him put up the money, because we know Chris Rock ain't that great of an actor. Have him produce the next 3 Chris Rock films and give Chris Rock $10 million for each film. That's how you can make it up to Chris Rock. And then let him do a roast. That's how I'd punish Will Smith. See, my whole problem, Will Smith was wrong for what he did. Let's just be real. We can't defend that. And I don't like the fact that his films are being pulled like that, because first off, it affects the other actors and actresses who didn't have anything to do with what he did. Like, what does Martin Lawrence do that justifies Bad Boys 4 being pulled? And Martin doesn't do anything but play a cop or a criminal in a film. I love Martin Lawrence. Martin Lawrence is one of the greatest stand-up comedians that ever lived, but Martin has been away for a while. That's what Martin has been I didn't see Martin on the set of Bad Boys 4. Well, he's playing a grandfather now. He's no longer Bilal from House Party. He ain't thin. Marty Mark counting his money. He's talking about bringing back the Martin show. I think they should just let it die. There was talks about it, but yeah, Martin Lawrence's daughter is dating Eddie Murphy's son. I think that's cool. I mean, I remember when Martin Lawrence was young. I looked up to Martin. I love Martin, man. But yeah, Bad Boys. Like they pulled Bad Boys 4. Yeah, I thought that was bad. Yeah, his daughter is cute. But yeah, or even with Will Smith. Wait, let's look at Martin Lawrence. We're talking about. Let's look at Martin Lawrence's daughter. Oh yeah, she's a cutie pie. That's Martin Lawrence's daughter. So I think this is his kid. That's all his daughters. They're all cute. Oh, that's all his daughters. That's his ex-wife. That's Eddie Murphy's son. So if they have kids together, the kid's gonna be Eddie Lawrence. No, Martin Murphy. Martin Murphy. Excuse me. The man gives the last name. Yeah, Martin Murphy. The kid gonna come out with big ears and a horse laugh. Hold up, Cole, Tommy, drop him. That's funny, man. Jack the Iceman, the cop. Little baby, the Iceman, the cop. Yeah, you imagine that your grandfathers are comedy legends. Your grandfather. Imagine that your grandfathers have both been in a dress. Both of your grandfathers wore dresses for a living. I ain't gonna keep knocking Eddie Murphy and Martin. I like them. Those are my comic heroes. But yeah, to get back Emancipation movie. So this is the Emancipation movie that they had that was going to be on Apple. So that's supposed to be Black Peter here, and Antoine Fuqua is directing that film. Antoine Fuqua being the uh, director of Equalizer and Training Day. They're coming out with a new one, by the way. But no, I didn't think Will Smith, because of the slapping incident, they should stop it. They didn't spend too much money. Wait a couple of weeks. All the shit gonna boil over. All the shit gonna blow over, guys. Trust me, this is gonna be over soon. That's Black Peter. On what on what film, Nino? Well, Will Smith not is got to be FBA. Are you talking about the Black Peter film?
Well, you know, we're being replaced by Africans now. That's who's replacing us. But you know, British blacks that are replacing us. Of course he does. But let's go back. So this is so to how Jada responded to it. Now, there's a reason I want to give my just finish my 2 cents on it. There's a reason why I wasn't caping hard for Will Smith and Jada. And a lot of people, I had a couple people questioning me why you ain't defending black women. Why you ain't gonna defend her? Does she need? Is she a woman that needs defending? By her own words, she don't need nobody to defend her. She's not no wallflower. She's not a damsel in distress by what this source is saying. I'm independent. I'm strong. Okay. So I ain't caping for you. Apparently, she can take a joke. I thought she says all that, but she didn't look like she could take it that night. And, you know, her and Chris, they've acted in movies together. They did Madagascar. They've been had pictures together before. So, you know, if you mad at a joke, and that happens because I know, you know, like I've told you before, I've been doing comedy for a while. I mean, even Johnny Carson used to do crack jokes on Wayne. I know you guys don't even know who this is probably, but go look up Johnny Carson and Wayne Newton. Wayne Newton, of course, is that singer out of Las Vegas. And Johnny Carson used to do gay jokes on Wayne Newton a lot and on The Tonight Show. And Wayne Newton actually said he wanted to beat Johnny Carson's ass. He said, I want to whip his ass. As he confronted him over some jokes that he made. So he was questioning his masculinity. And he actually went to NBC's main office to confront him. He said, I went to NBC Burbank and walked down the halls into his office, and Freddie Cordova, his producer, was in the office with him and walked in unannounced. I said to Freddie, I said, would you excuse us, please? He was so shocked that he did get up and leave. He recounted. And I said to Mr. Carson, I said, I don't know what friends of yours I've killed. I don't know what child of yours I've hurt. I don't know what food I've taken out of your mouth. But these jokes about me will stop. And they'll stop now, or I'll kick your ass. And Carson responded saying that he was Wayne's biggest fan, in which he scoffed. He said, don't give me that crap. Don't give me that. I'm here to straighten out whatever your problem is. And whichever way you want to straighten it out is fine with me. That's I gotta laugh at that shit. That's Wayne Newton. That's Johnny Carson. I'm gonna kick your ass. He said he was gonna kick Johnny Carson's ass over gay jokes. He probably would have won. Yes, that's him. The one that sings Donka Shake, Darling Don. Yeah, Mr. They got his airport. They got a airport named after him out in Vegas. Yeah, I've been out there. They had a section of that Las Vegas airport that's named after him. I mean, all the streets that are out there in Vegas, it makes sense. It's all named after entertainers. That doesn't surprise me. I've been to Vegas twice. Mm. So yeah, but every time that's why y'all shouldn't be caping for Jada. Yeah, you disappointed because y'all were going at Chris, computer robot. She embarrassed her husband every time she opened her mouth, and if it's not working, she certainly ain't stopped. She hasn't retracted it. Jada, what the fuck did Will do to you? You don't get enough out of life with him? No money? No house? No car? No helicopter? What you want, a submarine now? Because Jada's never been, and it's not a shot. I mean, she's been working in Hollywood. She's been a supporting actress in films, but never really leading lady. Maybe with the exception of a few movies. The only ones I can remember back in the day she did was Jason's Lyric. She did more than five. Jason's Lyric. We got The Inkwell, Nutty Professor, and you could say, yeah, you can make an argument to say Girls Trip, but that was in the 2000s. She did do Gotham. I give her that. Yeah, but I mean, I ain't caping for them. I'm really tired of. I mean, people are tired of. I think deep down of having these celebrities try and tell them how to live their life. Hollywood wants to be the moral authority on everything you do. The hell with that. People tired of having these celebrities tell them to do stuff, and their lives are just as messed up as ours, if not worse. And they got money. They got money, and it's worse. Set, yeah, Set It Off was one. Set It Off. I remember. I'm talking about leading lady. Nutty Professor. She was the love interest to Eddie Murphy. Set It Off. Yeah, she was Stony. She was the lead character. Jason's Lyric. She was Lyric. Other movies she's been like a supporting actress, not the leading lady. I think she married Will for clout. Jada married Will just like Eddie Murphy's wife married him, as well as uh, all of these ex-wives, Shawnice O'Neal, who everyone that gets divorced, Shawnice O'Neal, Prince's wife, who was bad mouthing him, they married for clout, money, and position, power. You're Michael Jackson's wife, you're Prince's wife, you Will Smith's wife. Will Smith's made 7 films that made $100 million straight. His movie career, most of the time when you get older, your career is not taking off or it's falling. They do these independent films. You see that. Look what happened with Bruce Willis. Bruce Willis is doing, Bruce Willis has had to retire now because he has dysphagia. But I noticed, and maybe that was the reason, Bruce Willis was doing a lot of direct-to-video movies the last 5 years. The last 6, 7 years, you saw Bruce Willis. I noticed after he did The Expendables 2 and Die Hard, the last Die Hard movie. He wasn't in any big featured films.
But damn, Jada keep embarrassing her fucking husband, man. Hollywood has never been a moral beacon, never has. It's the devil's playground. Like Jason Black was talking about, all of the agendas that they pushed in Hollywood, and I called in on his show. This book, now you can't find this, it's expensive, but this book here called After the Ball, this is what I was talking about with the LGBTQ agenda. This was written in 1989. It's 398 pages. It's out of print, but it breaks down everything that you're seeing today. It says how America will conquer its fear and hatred of gays in the 1990s. These two men who were homosexual, who were also, I believe, marketing. They were actually majors in marketing. They knew what they were talking about. Look at this. I don't even know who this is, but what is one man's journey to answer the question of a generation? I think this guy has a trailer, a documentary about it. But we really need to answer this question in 2022. What a woman is. What is a man? Making gay, how rationalizing homosexual behavior is changing everything. I believe I have this book too, but this is another. These are just a couple books. You find stuff on Amazon, even though I know they push a lot of this stuff. They're part of the Fortune 500 companies, but yeah, man. But that's part of it. So yeah, people are tired of having celebrities, I think, be these moral beacons, trying to tell them what to do, and they're seeing that they're not straight. But look, I'm about to roll up out of here, y'all. We've been on for an hour. I got some other stuff I need to do, but you all hit that like, share, and subscribe button. Donate to the Cash App at the ticker at the bottom. Thursday, when Sean come on, we're going to talk a lot about this stuff, this man crisis that's going on. We see our celebrities. This is happening to brother Will Smith, and I think Will Smith is a nice guy. If I'm making fun of him, I think he's actually a nice guy deep down, but he did something stupid, which does happen. People make mistakes. People do stupid things. But if you like to guys with the channel, hit that link. Yo, go to Patreon if you want to see unforeseen unforeseen content not on YouTube. Also go to at Commonwealth Cos for Commonwealth of Pennsylvania versus William H. Cosby Jr. Known as CreoleBlends.com. Check out our songs Video Soul and Gotta Get On Up. Yeah, please donate stuff. Yeah, Bussy Broken. I don't know if Will is Bussy Broken. I think you talking about Will Darius. I don't think he's got no balls. He should have left that woman years ago after she went on Oprah and was talking shit about him. I would have left right then and there. Oh, we're gonna nip this in the bud. Will could get any woman he wanted, Danielle. Will has options. Will's got money. He's got options. Jada, what options does Jada have? Right now, if they got divorced, she would get money, of course, but
would she have a meaningful relationship with anyone? Somebody her age. Men who are her age, she's 50, realistically wouldn't date her because they already men her age. She can't. I don't know if she can have. I mean, of course, you could still have children, but it seems unlikely at that point. But men her age wouldn't mess with her because they know she's got baggage. And they got problems too. They have ex-wives and children. They wouldn't want to drag themselves through that. So what y'all say? Yeah, I've heard about Dwayne Martin. Dwayne Martin ruined Lisa Diamond from the Players Club. Ruined her marriage. Yeah, but here's the thing though. That's a two-way street. Your marriage has to be, if your marriage is not built on trust, love, and faith of one another, and that's the most important thing, love, then it's not going to work. Jada is not, clearly from what I've seen, she doesn't love Will. She settled for Will. Lisa Ray, yeah. Will should he got money, buy some therapy. I'm hearing he's actually checking into some therapy. Yeah, I'll get some therapy. Yeah, August is talking he's still talking way too freaking much. You hit it, you left, enough. He trying to promote a book. Trying not to be your father, you're gonna end up worse than him. Be yourself. I don't think it was. I don't really buy that he's trying to be like he doesn't want to end up like his father. I just think he just probably thinks this. I've said this before. I think that Jada has some secrets on Will, and that's why they're together. Trust me, she knows something about him. Can't buy no balls. You letting your wife run the You're letting your wife run the relationship, bro. I mean, look, you can have whatever type of marriage you want. That's their right. You're in public, everybody knows it. But you getting mad at Chris Rock because your wife looked at you funny and couldn't take the joke, and you pick on the right one. You pick on Chris Rock. He punked out. Well, whatever the secrets are. A lot of people have speculated, especially after Will did that movie, 6 Degrees of Separation. I know he play slapped that dude who tried to kiss him on the carpet. But, you know, it's always been rumored that, and I don't know. I don't know that for a fact, but like I said, he just man up. When I say nobody, he doesn't man up. Let's put it that way. But you all, if you like this broadcast, hit that like, share, and subscribe button. Donate to the Cash App, to our Patreon, and always be one and be safe, guys. I'm gonna get on out of here. Buy it and download. Got to get on up, as well as Video Soul. It's really a simp. Yeah, Ray J was known for being Brandy's brother. Yeah, because he was Brandy's brother and he was on Moesha. Right. August got known. He did that interview. Remember, what blew him up was that interview he did with Angela Yee. But now he's still talking shit. He's trying to come up with new stuff because he knows that he can milk money from this. Yeah, he has an autoimmune disorder. Right. Let me get on out of here, guys. It's been good. Y'all be safe and be blessed. We'll see you on Thursday. I'll holla for $1. Peace.